Welcome to JGTCR. I'm Cope, and today we are tuning the Corvette C7 Gr.4. Let's get into it. As this is a race car, it handles well out of the box. It is very easy to drive and stable on the track. It does have a nose-heavy feeling while driving, however, it is something we can easily adapt to within a couple of laps. The handling is great once we get used to the weight of the front end and how lazy it seems. The steering works well and is solid in its stance, but it does take a bit longer than anticipated to respond to our inputs. The power available is reasonable, but it does take a while to wind out through the gears in the top end. The power delivery is perfect. There is little to no wheel spin unless we really try to unsettle the car. The brakes are great for the application. There are no issues slowing down at all. Let's collect our time. 6 minutes 59.8 seconds. Let's look at the race tune. As far as tunes go on this channel, this one is rather mild. The suspension has been firmed up a bit and the diff has been made more aggressive, but that's about it. Let's see how it performs on the Nürburgring. The default settings on this C7 worked just fine and could be driven as is, but we got to tune. Only minor adjustments makes a substantial difference to the turn-in ability of this car. The handling is now much more sharp and precise. It turns in well and with serious intent. The steering is more responsive and the rear follows nicely without too much resistance even when on throttle. The power has been bumped up, but it is hard to define any discernible difference. The power delivery is still a clean run to the pavement. There is not much issue with wheel spin unless we deliberately try to unsettle the car with poor inputs. The brakes work well and do what they need to when called upon. Let's collect our time. 6 minutes 38.5 seconds. And now the drift tune. The C7 Gr.4 drift tune is a bit more aggressive than our race tune. This is reflected in the suspension settings as well as the differential settings, which are maxed at 60 points each, creating a locked diff. We also use ballast of 25 kilos at a ballast positioning of -25 over the front wheels. This is to deal with some understeer we were experiencing while drifting. Let's see how it performs out on Suzuka. The Corvette C7 Gr.4 seems to struggle to spin the wheels and maintain drift. However, its handling while drifting is precision heaven. The drift resembles that of an underpowered vehicle, but the handling is incredibly precise. Instant response to our inputs, and it moves effortlessly on the circuit. The power available is acceptable but underwhelming. It only just manages to keep the drift going if we drive aggressively. The power delivery is reasonable in the lower gears, but 4th and 5th really do struggle to maintain drift. The Corvette C7 Gr.4 is a decent drift car on smaller circuits. However, it could have a hard time on larger, more broad-turned tracks. And that's all we have for you today, so until next time, keep racing!